and welcome to ECCB Connects. ECCB Connects is produced by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank to share with you who we are, what we do, and how we serve you. This week we hear from 3 university students who recently completed their internship at the ECCB. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
I was a little nervous coming here. I was excited but a bit nervous. I expected to learn a lot.
I was settled in very quickly. I didn't expect to feel so much warmth, from the people, but the people at St. Kitts and, well, not St. Kitts, but the ECCB are very, very warm and welcoming.
The experience has been great. It did meet my expectations.
I was scared, to leave home for so long, 2.5 months. I mean, I went UE, but on the weekend I would journey back home, but to come St. Kitts, an ocean away where you can't even say, well, I want my mommy's cooking or all these different things, but it was really an experience.
It actually went beyond my expectations. I learned way more here than I could have ever expected. Being here was like another semester of school. I learned a lot.
I came here with an open mind, just wanted to discern whatever is there to be discerned.
My major expectation was to learn a lot. I can honestly say that prior to starting the internship, I really knew little about the Eastern Caribbean. Honestly, I didn't even know about the ECCB. When I got the email that, hey, you're gonna do an internship at the ECCB, my first question was, where? And I immediately went on Google, ECCB, and I saw, wow, there's Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Eastern Caribbean countries. Okay, Shannen, you're going to learn a lot. And so I did.
It's like a whole semester at university.
I'm currently an MSc student in Financial and Business Economics at UWKFIL. So moving from that classroom environment to a work environment was a bit different for me, but I must say I truly enjoyed it. This was my first ever work experience, so it was very fruitful.
I learned a lot while doing my research paper here. I wasn't familiar with panel data sets, and over the past 3 months, the knowledge that I have garnered over the time has been very gargantuan one. Also, the staff, they were very helpful, well interactive.
I learned a lot from the interactions with the different economists. From doing my research also, I learned a lot from where I went wrong and got corrected. I learned a lot from that. Also from just going to the meetings with the economists, I learned a lot from their feedback and how they interacted with each other.
I was a part of the SPPDU department, which is Strategic Planning and Projects Department. My advisor was Sybil Welch, and she really assisted me in really formulating and understanding financial technology, because this was a new concept to me, coming here to prepare a research paper on something that I knew little about, only to realize that I knew a lot, but I didn't know the terminology was financial technology.
So many of you all are asking, well, what is fintech, right? It's actually a short name for financial technology. It's technologically enabled financial innovations that result in business models that offer services that are already provided by traditional financial institutions. There are currently 6 business models, where we have the payments business model, we have lending, crowdfunding, wealth management, capital, insurance services. So the enablers and drivers of fintech, so they are both demand side and supply side. On the supply side, it's the advancement in technology. Internet and mobile terminals actually allow for the supply of fintech. On the demand side, one of the demands is the globalization and trade.
Before going into the seminar series, even the day before, I was so nervous. Like, my hands kept cold sweating, and it wasn't even the day of presentation, because you're presenting in front, because I've seen my friends, go into their presentation. I've seen how it can become very intense, and because my topic, again, is such a new topic, I think I was expecting more questions and answers.
My interest in the master's program at the University of the West Indies is international economics, and with that I chose to do an international topic. So I studied the impact of remittances and per capita GDP growth, but I focused on Latin America and the Caribbean regions. In my research, I use the definition that remittances are private monetary transfers across borders involving transactions between different currencies. The major central question that was asked in this research is, how do remittances affect per capita GDP growth in Latin America and the Caribbean? And also, how does the growth effect differs depending on the exchange rate regime that exists? Two models were considered. The baseline model. And yes, the baseline model was influenced by past research. The second model was derived from the baseline model. And how did I get the second model? I used a general specification test. And what the general specification test basically does is it assesses the models in the baseline model and only gives back variables that have high explanatory power. The experience was greater, not at the series itself, but the process leading up to the series. I actually did 3 presentations before I went to seminar series. It's a part of the technical unit, vetting process and vetting session. And after each process, I learned something new, something I can add, something more innovative. So my presentation can be one that is relatively good enough. So by seminar series, I was well prepared. Co-workers here, they vetted us, they kept us on our P's and Q's, consistently asking questions on our paper. So when we reached seminar series, it was all about just to execute.
The topic of my research paper was Natural Disasters, Growth and Debt Sustainability, a critical analysis of the ECCU. My objectives for this paper were firstly to investigate the impact of natural disasters on economic growth in the ECCU over the period 1980 to 2016. Also, my second objective was to examine the likely implications for debt sustainability in the ECCU member countries if an intense natural disaster were to occur. The main findings of my study were that intense natural disasters that inflict more than 1% of GDP in damages were found to be associated with a 2.7% decline in growth. Moreover, the DSA revealed that some of the countries are not likely to have enough fiscal space to achieve their debt targets if an intense natural disaster were to occur in 2018. However, some countries may be able to make it. For example, syndicates usually run a primary surplus. So if a natural disaster were to occur, an intense natural disaster were to occur in 2018, I do think it's possible that they would still make the target. It was a bit nerve-wracking at first because I'm someone who do not usually like presentation, but overall it was a good experience for me to expose me to presenting. So overall, I enjoyed it, and it helped me learn what not to and what to do during presentations.
My most memorable moments, I think, would really have to be at the end of the presentation when I did, whew, I'm one step there. And then the questions came, and I think if I got even more confident because I realized that in my fear, I was able to answer the questions. You know, and for me personally, that was the moment right there. The ability to be able to understand what was coming and be able to actually give knowledge or not even give knowledge, to take a different perspective on things.
It has given me now more confidence to present further works and further paper in any forum, be it educational, economical, political, whatsoever. Outside of the working environment, I learn a lot. I'm a nerd, but it doesn't show, but I do a lot of outside mathematical reading as well. But St. Kitts do have some beautiful beaches, some beautiful spots. There's one known as Vibes, so the co-workers will bring us there, have some meaningful intellectual conversation, and just let our hair down and relax.
I went to the beach almost even during the week, sometime after work, head down to the beach, take a bathe by Frigate Bay, and then go home. I went music festival because I was fortunate to come in time for music festival.
I got the experience to go to Nevis twice. That was really nice. I enjoyed the beaches there. Also, one of my most memorable experiences here was going to Brimstone Hill. That was a really nice experience, and I must say that's the best fort I've ever seen in my life.
They also took us to Nevis, where we went on an all-round island trip. We learned more about Nevis and the great men who resided there.
My experience has been a really, really good one. It made me more humble in the sense that I feel more grateful for the things that we get offered in our country, and it opened up my eyes to a lot of new concepts, not just educational, but life.
It turned out to be an excellent one at the end of the day because holistically I've grown a lot for the past 3 months.
What I also will take from here is that I felt as though I was drowned in an environment of support. I didn't expect it to be that way. I didn't expect to receive so much support from people who are not even assigned to you or who don't even know you, and you just get that push forward that you could do it. I think for me, that was honestly one of the most memorable things I would take from it. People who genuinely care.
You're watching ECCB Connects, protecting our currency, developing our region. And now for this week's financial tip.
Hi, I am Jasmine Vidal, a graduate of the ECCB Savings and Investment course. Disaster strike without warning. Make the necessary financial arrangements to cover the unexpected.
To view any episode of ECCB Connects, anytime, any place, at your convenience, check out our YouTube channel, ECCB Connects.
We've come to the end of this week's episode of ECCB Connects. Thank you very much for watching, and do join us again next week when we'll be back with another program.